Acadiana, your local news leader. This is Passe Partout.
Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. Of course, I thank you for joining us this morning. The families of two Lafayette men, both shot and killed this week, remembered their loved ones last night. Both families now searching for answers. The first shooting happened Sunday night. Lafayette police say one man was shot at the La Bamba Bar and Lounge. Authorities say a Lafayette police officer working security detail then shot a man identified as the suspect. He died at the hospital. Then on Monday, Lafayette police responded to Sophie Street where multiple shots were fired. Officers found a man lying on the roadway suffering from a gunshot wound. The victim, 23-year-old Contravion Galen, died from his injuries. News 10 Britt LaFaso tells us how both families are grieving.
One family meeting at the very spot where their loved one, 23-year-old Contravion Galen, was shot and killed Monday on Sophie Street, releasing balloons in his honor. Another family gathering at La Bamba Bar and Lounge where 28-year-old DeAndre Solomon was shot and killed by a Lafayette police officer Sunday. News 10 interviewed Solomon back in 2019 after his nephew was killed in gun violence.
He was a king. We nicknamed him that for a reason, because we knew he was gonna come up as royalty. So we was trying to protect him by all costs.
His family now calling for the release of body camera video.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
We shouldn't be calling for the body cam footage to be released. It should have been done.
The Village 337, a local civil rights group, is now calling for action.
Of course, anytime that we have these incidences in Lafayette, it's important for the village to be the eyes and ears for the community, because we understand that we can't trust anything that comes out of the Lafayette Police Department, especially when it relates to them taking a life. And so that for us was the utmost importance, was that they would be transparent immediately. And as we see, that did not happen. And that's why we're here.
Devon Norman, the Village 337 president, stood next to Solomon's mother, questioning why he was shot by a police officer. While Lafayette police say Solomon was a suspect in a shooting that night, Norman wants to know if Solomon's alleged actions that night justified his death.
And if Dre was a suspect before he was killed, then shouldn't he have had his day in court? And that's what we're missing here today. It can be true that an individual, because most of the time that any of us have interactions with the police is because we might have committed a crime, or that we might be suspected of committing a crime. But it can be true at the same time, too, that officer is supposed to do their job while protecting and preserving life. Period. And we should not have to justify that to our community.
Solomon's mother adding she wants to see what took place.
Something needs to be done. We need to see them body cameras. We need to see proof. Straight proof, real proof, no crooked stuff.
And Louisiana State Police is investigating the officer-involved shooting. A spokesperson tells us it's up to the DA to release the body cam video. We also asked Lafayette Police for that footage. They told us the video cannot be released until the conclusion of the investigations. Now let's go on to Breaux Bridge, where police say they detained two people after shots were fired. Authorities say they do not know if shots were fired in the air or at a certain target. Once we find out more from police, we'll pass it along to you, of course. Opelousas police investigating a shooting that left one man injured, according to police. The victim taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. It happened on East Madison Street. No other details are available at this time. And then Opelousas police made an arrest in the March 27th homicide of 23-year-old Roderick Aaron Jr., a 17-year-old in the Lafayette Parish Correctional Center on an unrelated charge, is now facing charges in connection with the Opelousas homicide, including first-degree murder, assault by drive-by shooting, and aggravated criminal damage to property. A construction sign on Southwest Evangeline Thruway in Lafayette displayed offensive language about United States President Joe Biden. This photo was taken by a concerned motorist at around 3 o'clock Friday morning. A contractor with Lafayette Consolidated Government is doing road work along Pinhook near the Thruway intersection. As part of the contract, a message board was put out to advise motorists to be aware of construction ahead. LCG says it is possible someone hacked into the system Thursday night because of a weak password guarding the system.
It has been turned over to the Lafayette Police Department to investigate. Unfortunately, as I indicated, it does sound as if the password was generic, and so that's not going to leave a unique identifier for whomever hacked and got in and did this. But they're doing other courses and looking into other ways to potentially find who did this.
Yeah, according to LCG, neither an LCG employee or an employee of the contractor are responsible for what was displayed on that sign. Then the 21-year-old National Guardsman accused of stealing and leaking Pentagon documents appeared in court yesterday. Authorities say he's facing extremely serious charges.
One thing we learned through the court documents is that authorities were able to track down that suspect in part thanks to billing records from that social media site he was using. 21-year-old Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira was in court Friday. Teixeira was arraigned facing charges under the Espionage Act.
There are very serious penalties associated with that.
Authorities say Teixeira was the leader of the private chat group where the military documents were first leaked in December. The Justice Department says it will seek the most serious consequences.
We intend to send that message, how important it is to our national security.
Court documents reveal that before his arrest, Teixeira tried to find out if authorities were onto him by searching the word leak in a classified system.
This individual and any of his accomplices need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. They betrayed the confidence of their country.
Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss says that besides holding the leaker accountable, the Pentagon needs to answer some serious questions
about why it is that a junior enlisted Air National Guardsman has need-to-know access to highly sensitive documentation about Ukrainian war plans.
Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed says he expects a review of how people gain security clearance.
What is hard to capture is someone who either later changes their mind about the importance of secrecy, or someone who's deliberately concealing information.
The judge in this case ordered Teixeira to remain in custody at least through his next court hearing, which is scheduled for Wednesday. In Washington, Alexandra Limo.
All right, back here on the local front, many residents living in townhomes near Oakbourne Country Club say they were given eviction notices of 45 days, but then the amount of moving time dropped, leaving many tenants in a crisis there. News 10's Rodriguez Taylor spoke with some tenants and the property manager on this.
Sean Johnson, the property manager, says living conditions at Riverside needs to be improved. On the other hand, it means many people have to move out of their apartments. The main thing everyone wants is transparency and communication. Johnson says a welcome letter was put out to inform residents about a 40-day notice to move for renovation. He says he understands the inconvenience it would cause, so there is an option for residents to move a short distance away to the Acadian Crossing apartments. Johnson says residents also have the option to do a transfer once the work is done. However, many tenants say they need more time and they are worried about the rent increase.
People just come over and just flip your life over. You know, it's a very inconvenience to not just me, but a lot of the residents here.
I know some of them have been there for a very long time, you know, so we want to continue that, but we got to get in there. I mean, a lot of these rooms that we've been in there before, that are just they're much needed, you know, much needed renovations. It's just years of neglect.
Johnson says if any residents have concerns, call him. In Lafayette, Rodriguez Taylor, KALFY News 10.
Trevor Sonia over in the Weather Center this Saturday morning, and what a change in the forecast. I mean, I heard your little update at the beginning. Not your little update, but your great update at the beginning.
Hold on, is that another short joke?
No, that's the one. Is that what you in the short? Okay. All right, but the weather, you're not short on weather this morning.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a busy day. I know we're trying to make jokes, but we do have a chance for severe weather in all seriousness, and we will cover that here in Maine Weather. Let's take a look at temperatures. 69 in Lafayette, 69 in New Iberia, 65 in Baton Rouge. Here's live Doppler 10. We're mostly quiet right now, but we do have some storms showing up across Texas. Now, these storms will be working into the area for late morning and through early afternoon, and these storms look like they could pose a hail threat because we do have a lot of cold air aloft. So we'll be watching for that possibility. Round one comes in for this morning, and then yet another round will be coming in later on tonight. And with that round, it looks like we could transition into more of a damaging wind threat. So temperatures rising through the 70s, getting to near 80 degrees for a high this afternoon. The future radar really shows things well. Notice we have storms fire up later on this morning and through the early afternoon, moving across Acadiana. These storms will be potentially hail producers. Again, we have the cold air aloft. We have a lot of lift in the atmosphere, so it's really not a stretch to think that hail could form in the mid-levels of the atmosphere and fall down to the ground. Even if it's not a severe criteria, we could still see a penny and dime-sized hail and some of this activity. Also, a lot of lightning as these storms will be convectively active. Now, we have another round that will be coming in later on tonight, and with this round, again, more linear in nature, so that's when you have more of a damaging wind threat. Wind gusts of 40, 50, maybe even 60 miles per hour, certainly possible because we have that cold air aloft, and sometimes when it rains very hard and rain rates are high, it brings those strong winds down to the ground. So here's the severe weather threat for today. A level 2 risk across all of Acadiana and pretty much all of Louisiana. A level 3 risk further off to the north across Arkansas and Missouri. This is where the severe weather episodes will be a little more enhanced and a little more widespread in nature. So it's a level 2 risk, but something we definitely need to pay attention to for today. Here's that hail threat index, and notice here medium to high across the region through early and mid-afternoon on the scale here, and that's why I'm thinking we could see some hail and some of these storms. Now, temperatures rising into the lower 80s for this afternoon before the storms begin. The warmer we get today, the more unstable we become. 50s for tonight, and then for tomorrow, some nice weather getting into the 70s. Now, south winds today, 10 to 20 miles per hour. We don't have a ton of wind shear in the atmosphere, but we have enough there where we could see a tornado threat as well. We always pretty much have a tornado threat in these types of setups, I feel, around here. And then for tomorrow, more of a north wind at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Upper level situation, trough moves in for today. Northwesterly flow sets up through tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, giving us a nice stretch of weather. And then more of a southwesterly flow returns Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that brings moisture and scattered storms back into the forecast. So 80 degrees, your high today. Storms likely. We have that severe weather threat. I think we could see our first round late morning, early afternoon, and then maybe a second round coming in later on tonight. Rain chance overall 60-70%. Could see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall across the region as well through today. And then through the next few days here, I'm not sure why the 7-day forecast is doing that, but 60% chance for rain today, and then things getting better. I must have missed a day or something on there. But I'll get that fixed. It's been a long 24 hours here, but yes, the rain chance is today, and then tomorrow looks better.
All right, we thank you for that, Trevor. All right, for more information on these stories and more, remember you can always log on to our website. You know what it is. That's KLFY.com. All right, coming up here on Passe Partout